Guys, Austin here. I'm with you guys today with my new updated volcanic deck profile video for the new October ban list. So compared to the last video I had, which is like one of my first, it is actually my first video on this channel. That video, guys, blew up considering it had 0 subscribers. So again, I'm thankful for you guys around. But again, I have been buying some new cards for this deck. It's still budget because this archetype is still budget. But guys, I did buy some new cards. The new ban list didn't really affect this deck that much, but I still want to show you guys what I'm running right now, what the deck I'm bringing to like tournaments and stuff, because again, this deck I play for fun, but also I want it to be competitive, and I believe this is still a pretty competitive version, albeit it's still budget. Like you can still have like, I know, better extra deck, better stuff, still whatever. But again, this is the build I'm running. I really want to show you guys what I'm running. So before we begin with this awesome deck profile, I just want you guys to make sure you subscribe because I have some stuff coming, and make sure you like the video because I don't know. Hopefully I can make you guys love this archetype as much as I do because I've been playing this deck for such a long time. So let's just get right into it. I'm not gonna explain the combos too much. I mean, like, it's Volcanics, what combos are there really? But let's just get on with it. So we have 3 Rocket. Rocket is your main piece. You want to see this in your hand. It gives you a Blaze Accelerator on summon, and the Blaze Accelerator is basically this deck, guys, because you have to get this engine going in order to do something in 2018, especially October 2018 with Thunder Dragons coming out, with every single deck coming out. You want to get your card advantage going. So you have 3 Rocket, also 1900, 2018, still not bad. You play 3 Rocket, of course. You play 3 Shell. Shell is basically your draw engine. You can pay 500 and get another shell of shells engraved. This is amazing with Blaze Accelerator because you get draws, and this shell gives you another shell, so you can go plus. And this is just a necessary resource. So if you have shell and reload, a Blaze Accelerator in your hand, you can get going instantly, right? Because we need to beat our opponents. And we have 3 Scattershot. The reason why I run this deck, because Scattershot is Regeki on your opponent's turn. You have to run 3. That's how the card works. It's super susceptible to like getting fucked. Like if you just banish one Scattershot, basically the thing is over. But right now, Scattershot's super amazing. You get a draw if you send this from Blaze Accelerator, and the reason that you get so much advantage is because you can Regeki at any moment your opponent is doing a combo during their main phase, so then you can get and capitalize off of that. So that's why I love Scattershot too. And then we play 3 Firestorm Guards. So this guard is basically the power play. If you pull off a Firestorm Guards on your opponent, you basically win. Unfortunately for me, this card gets stopped multiple times. So if you guys don't know what this card does, if you normal summon it, it has to be normal summoned. You can target 4 power type monsters, return them to the deck, and then you can draw 2 cards. Which is basically like you're reloading your shotgun, like you reload the Scattershot, you're reloading your shells, right? It gives you so much advantage, right? You can get that free Regeki again. But the thing is, guys, it gets stopped so much. So hopefully there is a better equivalent of this card in the future. It is still a pyro type, so it does work with the chops I'm running. But it's awesome, but it's still not good enough. That's why I want to run cards that reloads my deck more. But again, this is all we have right now. And again, if you pull this card, you basically win. So you still have to run it. Also, another thing is you can't search this card. So literally, if you want to win, you have to draw this off. Basically, you basically have to hard draw it, right? But the thing is, we have reload to basically thin our deck, right? So that's basically how this deck works. If you could search it anytime you want, it'd be a lot better. But again, we're running 2 barrier statues. So this is the basic stun mechanic. I'm running what am I running? I'm running Ties of the Brethren right here. So basically your main power play is to pull this off along with other cards to get your engine going and to stop your opponent. That's basically how this deck works. It's a stun deck. Try to out-advantage my opponent and then stun them from doing anything. And Barrier Statue is super good in this meta because who's running fire types right now? And then most decks rely on special summoning. So if you can get this card out on the field, you basically waste at least 1 turn, at least 1 battle phase. And if you have protection, that's good. So you need to run this because it's stunny, right? You have to play this way in order to win with this deck, I believe, because there's no way you can go aggro with Volcanics. It's too slow. So, along with the Ties of the Brethren, we have Volcanic Slicer, just another level 4 you can normal summon. It has the effect of Burn 500, which I have used on time. Like I play Scumbag when I have to win, because, I mean, this deck can win with new time rules. And Volcanic Slicer is one option. Basically, the main play is you summon any 4. Summon either the statue, you summon either guards, you summon either Rocket, which you sort of want to summon off, or summon this card, and then you can use Ties of the Brethren. And we also have Volcanic Counter. This is just another card you can ditch from Blaze Accelerator, and also has the Magic Cylinder effect in Graveyard. And I have won games off of this. I have won games off time because of this. Again, it's a card that we can use. You can get +1 off this with not +1. But you can get a draw off this off Blaze Accelerator, so it's pretty good. So those are all the monsters right now. Onto these spells, I did say before, we are running Ties of the Brethren. So Ties of the Brethren is you pay 2,000, target 1 monster, special summon 1 monster, special summon 2 monsters with different names of the same type and attribute. I forgot, same type, attribute, and level. So that's why we run all these level 4 pyro type, fire type monsters, right? Fire attribute, pyro type monsters, right? So the main play is either you summon Rocket, you summon anything else, and then off Ties of the Brethren, you summon the fire statue and Rocket to get a surge, right? And this is just the power play. It is sometimes dead in the end game because you don't really have 2,000 to pay, or you can't really do anything because what's the point in summoning a barrier statue if your opponent already has a setup board, right? But this is a killer first turn play. I've wrecked some decks just by getting this play off. So that's the card you want to search for in your opening hand. Next, you have, I believe this is such an awesome card for this deck. Like, you wouldn't think about it, but it's really good. Foolish Burial Goods. I have 1 Ultra, 2 Supers because they reprinted this card a bajillion times. You guys should know it's a freaking meme in the community. But Foolish Burial Goods is you mainly just target your reload. And the thing is, reload has such an amazing effect in the graveyard that you can, anytime you want during your opponent's main phase, during your main phase, you can send a Volcanic card. So basically, having this in your opening hand gives you a Raigeki on your opponent's turn. You just basically Foolish Burial Goods for reload, Blaze Accelerator, reload in the graveyard. Then you can banish that to send a Scatter Shot, and then that basically becomes a Raigeki to your opponent's field. So this basically gives you that defense first turn because sometimes you need to get that Scatter Shot on your opponent. And the thing is, you might not have reload, you might have Scatter Shot in your hand, something like that. Also, it thins the deck. If you can get that Scatter Shot off, that's 4 cards out of the deck that you won't draw. So, super good. And also, if you have, let's say you have all your reloads already used, you can just Foolish Burial Goods for a dead Ties of the Brethren just to thin out your deck because the thing is, you don't want to draw that, especially late game. So, next we have 3 Magic Planner. Good, thank God for the reprint, guys. But Magic Planner actually turbos this deck because sometimes you have reload, right, on your field, and it's doing absolutely nothing because you went through your engine already, or you don't need it anymore, or you need some more resources. Just Magical Planner it, send it to the graveyard, draw 2 cards, and the thing is, guys, reload has an effect in the graveyard that you can use to your advantage, right? So reload has an amazing place on the field as well as in the graveyard, so that's why Magic Planner is so good. And we're running floodgate.deck, so you're gonna have a bunch of floodgates, and you can turn them off whatever you want, just a Magic Planner this card, and you get 2 cards off of it. I think that is a good move, guys. And then onto the traps we have reload. Reload is the deck. This is why there's 1 common off. What is this set? I forgot that set, but this 1 common basically changed the deck, and it's basically this awesome deck because you can just draw cards by pitching 1, and then it has this effect that you can send a Volcanic card by banishing this guy. And then your main target, sometimes you want to send Scatter Shot for the Raigeki, sometimes you want to send a shell to get a shell into your hand, and sometimes you just want to send counter to the graveyard because you can just, sometimes I'll send counter to the graveyard so that my opponent can't attack me because they'll just kill themselves off burn damage. So again, you want to see this guy. It's searchable by Rocket. It's sendable by Foolish Burial Goods. It's a super awesome card, and it's a target for Magic Planner. Speaking of continuous traps, we have 2 Rivalry Warlords and 1 Gozen match. So I don't actually have these cards on me right now, but you guys should be running, at least I run in Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, 3 Rivalry Warlords and 3 Gozen match because, guys, you basically have to do this. These cards are just too good, especially Rivalry Warlords right now. You're running all Pyros. Most decks aren't running a single type. Gozen match isn't that good, but again, against like things like Altergeist is not affected by this card, but it's really affected by Gozen match. Like, you need to run at least 3 because you want to see this as soon as possible with your opening board. If you have a board with the Barrier Statue plus Reload plus like a possible Raigeki in your opponent's turn, plus either of these 2 cards, it's very difficult for your opponent to even get over that Barrier Statue to even start special summoning, let alone having multiple monsters with different types and different attributes on the field. So, it's a stun deck. A lot of decks are running these cards. Like a lot of lower tier decks are running these cards just to stay relevant. So I would bump both of these to 3 if I could. I don't have the cards right now. Gozen match isn't even that expensive. Like, the common is $1. Rivalry Warlords is a bit more expensive because I have no idea because it's a better card. I'm also running Fogblade for now because this deck is 40 cards, but again, I would be bumping these numbers up. But right now I'm playing Fogblade. Fogblade is just, in my opinion, right? This is my opinion. It is a better Fiendish Chain, because Fiendish Chain basically does the same thing. I negate their effects and they can't attack, but also has the effect that you can't declare that monster as an attack target. So sometimes this might be defensive play. I can just Fog Blade myself, so then they can't really attack me at all. Or sometimes, and also like if I do that to my opponent, I can just actually just Magic Planner it. So I'm keeping Fog Blade for now. Like thing is the same thing as Foolish Barrier, but I'm gonna keep Fog Blade for now. Yeah. And then we have three Reckless Greeds. There we go. 3 Reckless Greeds. Again, you want to get your engine, your combo off as soon as possible, right? You need to get that engine going. And if you do have that engine going, the effects of Reckless Greed, of skipping your draw phase, doesn't actually matter because your draw phase is your reload engine. That's what you want to see. And also, sometimes you get the scumbag when you draw multiple of these, and then you can just go actually plus forever. So, 3 Reckless Greed, again, boost this already slow deck. You already saw 2 Storm Mirror Force and 2 Torrential Tribute. These are just non-targeting. This would be non-targeting, non-destruction removal, and this would just be destruction removal, non-targeting. Again, especially Storm Mirror Force to protect your barrier statue. Like sometimes they'll just summon a monster attack. That's why we have this Mirror Force, and then we have TT, a super awesome, still super relevant card that you can basically win off of. I think I told this before where I was playing 6 Sam, and I literally resolved Torrential Tribute 3 times, and he literally overextended each time I TT'd. And so like he had literally 0 cards and had 0 life points because he did like Backs to the Wall, or that 6 Sam card that basically reduced your life points to 100. It was really funny. But guys, that's the deck profile. Go on to the extra deck. Actually, you have some more extra deck stuff. Again, the extra deck doesn't really matter, especially for this kind of deck. But right now, you basically run any rank 4s you want. I'm running Baguskas, Castel, Cowboy. Cowboy just for memes. Also, I've won off Cowboy many times. Utopia, I don't know why I'm running Utopia, because about Utopia the Lightning, but feel free to run Utopia Lightning. I don't have it. Dweller. And the thing is, you run Doolittle Chimera because Chimera can work under... it's like one of the best links to get cards back into your hand. You can't run it. You can't play it under Rivalry of Warlords, but you can play it under Gozen Match. It's not the best because it is a beast and you only get 1 card. And the thing is, getting 1 card isn't that great because you would rather have 3 to get like a Scour Shot. But it's basically your best link right now, honestly. There's not a lot of things in extra deck that support this deck. And the rest are just any links you want. I'm running Proxy, some Nightmare Engine stuff, Trigate, and Decode. Again, not a lot of this stuff really matters because you are running Barrier Statue, you are running things that rather just stay on the board. But I think that's it, guys. Hopefully y'all enjoy the deck profile. It's not the best deck. Honestly, guys, it's not the best deck in the world. I can admit that. But it's one of the funner decks to play. I have beaten some like overconfident people with this deck because sometimes they don't know. And even when they do know, you can still make some nasty boards that it's difficult for any deck to get rid of, honestly, guys. So again, guys, hopefully y'all enjoyed it. This is literally my favorite deck. We'll get some duels in real life some more. I love playing with Nathan. My most recent videos have been just like Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro videos and in real life duels. Hopefully we can get some more deck profiles because I know Nathan has some delicious decks to prove. Also, in the future, this is taking me forever, guys, but I'm still wanting to make my Mermail deck. I'm missing a lot of cards. This deck has transformed me into a budget player into a non-budget player because this deck, like, I'm buying cards like every now and then, and if you just add them up, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, it's sort of a problem how like, oh, I'm actually spending too much money, but thing is, I can't wait to play because this deck is nutty, guys. This deck is nutty. So like, fire and water for this channel. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I think that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys can have a good day. Double Costin out. What's up, guys?